Or we have the minor sevenths like this. It's actually like you could do like a C clamp on it. That's the G minor half-shaped D minor in this case. Okay, and then we're just gonna drop the the root of that minor seventh chord down to the seventh, and that's how we get that. Alright, so that's in the E shape. It's a familiar way for me to play these half shapes. And we have another half shape to cover in the A shape. Okay, but the D shape, let's skip that for now because half shapes are difficult. Here it is, easy sub. Play an E minor. The E minor shape is the second minor in the D shape. You just follow a pentatonic scale in the key of C increasing. Easy sub. Play E minor seventh, hold E minor, and drop the high R to the seventh. So here's our E minors. It's so easy when you're playing an E minor. You just want to do that seven. Just drop that seven to drop that root in the root scale to its seven, to the seven. Okay, it's the sixth of that D minor, but it's the seven in the root scale. And that's the note that we're targeting, the low Korean 7, 2, 4, 6. So it's easy. You're playing in D, G, A. Alright, now what if we want to go to the sixth? We're going to go to the next pentatonic shape after A is the C shape. We're going to have to do a half C shape there. But now we're not going to adjust that half C shape because it's the sixth. We want to adjust the second. So if we're in the D shape, what's the next pentatonic note up from D is E. We're going to do the E minor 7, hold the E minor, and when we're using the A minor, we're gonna hold the A minor, hold the E minor, and drop it right there. Here's our E minor. Here's the root. Now, before we, get going on this, I want to show you how the root migrates. It starts here. The root starts down here on string 2 on the C shape. The fourth of the C, because we're going fourth this way, fifth the other way. So the fourth of the C is the E shape. The fourth of E is A. Then it gets into more understandable stuff. The fourth of the D is the G shape. The fourth of the G shape is the C shape. But the fourth of the C shape is the E shape. So we start with the root here that we're looking at. We're looking at this root here on the second string. Okay, as we go up to a fourth to the next shape, it goes to the third string. So you have to know where the root is, especially in the half chords, because you're going to drop the root to the 7. In the A shape, it goes up another string, a fourth away from the D shape. In the D shape, it goes up another string, and in the G shape, it goes up another string, and these are all going to be dropped down. So let's look at that G shape. This could be difficult. So we got our G shape. Doesn't matter what key it is, just play the open. It happens to be E flat here. So we know the fourth of the G shape is the C shape. Fifth of the G shape is the D shape. It all works good. 1, 4, 5. Now let's go back to the fourth. So we go to the C shape. Let's go to its relative 6, which is the A minor shape. Now we've got our A minor shape, which is the second of the G shape. So it's going to be like this in E flat to B. Just like that. But now with that E minor, with that A minor shape, we're going to hold that A minor, hit the 7, but we're not going to hit that 7. When we want to go to the half diminished chord, we're going to, that's 7th of that A minor, which is the root, because it's the second. Okay, so the 7th of the Dorian is the root of the Ionian, and you drop that down. So in the G shape, and then we go to this guy. Okay, so what I just did in E flat is okay, and then we want to go. It has kind of like, you know, we're just doing that second minor 7th and then dropping it. It sounds like it wants to go to something like either a full diminished or to the 5th back to the 4th there. So that's what it is. We could eke out the C shape. It's difficult, believe it or not. Unfortunately, we can put Mr. Capel on. Unfortunately, the C shape is difficult, but the D shape is easy. The G shape, by the way, did we do the G shape? We can do it in G. Okay, so what the second is going to be the A minor, but we're going to be doing an A minor 7th, where this root is right here, and then dropping it down. So it's the action fingers is 6, 2, 4. There's your A minor, and it's just a diminished 7th. It's like an A minor 6 there, isn't it? So that's chord jargon, A minor 6. Well, let's look at the C. It might be a little more difficult. Following the same formula, there's C. Then the second of C is going to be D minor. Okay, we play that familiar D minor 7th. Everybody knows how to do this one. But now we're going to drop, just simply lift the finger off the root, like that. Now the trick to this one is, can you also hit the 7th down here for the full 6th string? Like that. And that's pretty much it, folks, for the easy subs. I just wanted to share that with you. Now for the other two modes here, you know, I'm pretty much stuck in just having to kind of memorize what these are, just knowing what the notes is. We have here the Locrian mode. Now you would think Locrian, gosh, Locrian's got to be the easiest one to play half diminished. There's the 7th, there's the 6th, there's the 2, 7, 4, 7. So you're going to play, you could split that in half. And then we have the Lydian mode over here, where I'm just going to bar this right here, your Lydian scale. Okay. So we've got pretty much the same shape here. You know, I mean, we've got the same arpeggio going up for a little bit of it before it goes, you know, zongo way out of the way with an augmented 4th, the Lydian 4th, you know. So we've got 4, 7, 4, then we've got 6, 2, and 4. But you just have to remember that, make your own. Let's look at the Lydian cage real quick. And as we can see, the second is a half shape there. So it's a half shape D minor C. So if we start in the Lydian cage, alright, with a C half shape as the first, and that's a difficult one to get. So let's just skip to the second. It's a D minor half shape. So we're gonna do our little D minor half shape like this. Like that. And as you know, what are we going to do to that D minor? We're going to drop the root chord, right? Well, let's see what we got down here. we've got this root, this lower root here going to the 7th. So it's something like this. It's probably, it's like if I just switch my 2 fingers down here, just like that. Okay, so you work it out. It's pretty much got the same formula, but you got to know what shape we're considering the root in the Lydian box. Okay, in the Lydian box there. Same thing with Locrian. You know, I hate to go and focus on these special cases because I want to target the beginners too. I want to make this easy. The easiest thing we've got here is the E shape, the A shape, the D shape, and the G shape. The C shape starts to get a little different, but you know, the C box is so easy that you've got so many other choices there, but you still can do the nice D minor and just drop. It's so easy in the C cage. We did this before, so we'll put the capo where your fret nut is. So you got your C, your D minor 7th, and then lift the finger off the root. Alright, and the only other thing you might want to do is hit the 6th. You already got the 6th. You've already got the 6th in that D minor. Is just hit that 7th. You got to do a little finger switch and hit that 7th like that. That's what the whole thing is with these chords. Sometimes you got to do a little finger switch. Think about what you were doing, and it helps have a lot of lighting. That's why I wanted to do a lesson today, because it gave me the lighting I needed to see the strings. I was trying to do all this in the dark, you know, in the mellow. So that's pretty much it. We'll be covering the other chart more with the pentatonic scales, the different pentatonic scales. It's just important to keep in mind that when you stay in the root mode, the pentatonic scales are just inversions of the root pentatonic scale. But when you want to do substitutions, okay, you can either substitute, you know, you can't, when you want to do a fourth substitution, the fourth isn't in the pentatonic scale of the root. Okay, so, but we want to, you know, look at 3 different kinds of pentatonic scales from the same scale tone. We'll be looking at this more in the next lesson. Hey, it's been a great lesson today. It's been a good lesson today. I hope you enjoyed this stuff. I hope I tried to, you know, make this stuff a little easy with these diminished chords. Keep watching, keep sharing, and keep playing. You're going to be great.